Welcome to the chat. We're gonna just talk here. Market T. I'm gonna see if I can get the link out.
You got the link this time?
I'll try. I'll see if it pops up for me. It never pops up in my account.
Yeah.
If you get it up here, just can you send it my way or send it to the chat?
Let me look for it. Hold on.
Setting notifications off from my own account.
Okay, I'm sending it to your phone, Trig. There you go.
Got Rai in the chat. Welcome, Rai. Thanks, Mark AT. Gonna get this sent out to the chat here.
Hey, Ryan, I need a Tesla. Can you give me a deal?
Update your banner too. What's wrong with my banner? The 2024 thing? I know. Roger that.
Oh.
Hey, right. I got no fucking funds. All right. If you want some, do some
Some damn
donations,
donation.
this isn't even a non-profit. This is a charity. I need someone needs to pay me to start doing this shit. I ain't got time. This is all pro bono, as they say. Yeah, that's on the list. Welcome in, Captain B Shields. We're gonna give it here another minute or so. I got a couple minutes behind. Way delayed here on the video feed. Market T, we still good?
Yeah, so long, clear, Trig.
All right, roger that. We got 5 people in the feed, including myself and you, so 3 additional. Who's the third?
It's Mark Hat.
Well, Mark Hat's the 4th, and I'm the 5th. So we got, who's our third? Thank you, Captain B Shields. You're always here for the support. We'll give it 2 minutes. We'll give it to 9:35, or maybe it's about 80 seconds here, and we'll kick it off. Let us know how you're feeling in the comments tonight. How I'm feeling about our team. So everybody, we're about a third of the way through the season.
Alrighty, jeez.
Time flies, man. Time flies. Captain B Shields, I appreciate the like and subscribe. That should have been done a year ago.
A firm.
All right, T-minus 60 seconds here. We're up to 6 in the chat.
Trig, we really downgraded. Our timer don't even work no more.
It was working, but the thing is, it stops, and then I don't know how to reset it. I figured it out once, but I forgot.
I'm like Joe Flacco. A little old and a little washed, but can still get the ball to chase.
After that, if you don't break his leg here on Sunday. All right, we're gonna kick it off.
You should probably just meander back there. Take a look, see if he's back.
Dare I? You know what? I'm going to, for old time's sake.
Same old crappy trades.
You want me to go
power
to the
surge.
annex? No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Welcome to the FFL Weekly, your one stop for all things fantasy football. Only here will you find expert analysis, magnificent takes, and in-depth reviews that will leave you wanting more. Join us on the season-long quest to find out who will be crowned the next FFL champion. Now, here are your hosts, Mark AT9 and Power Surge 55.
Welcome in, folks, to another special edition of the FFL Weekly. Before we get started with the usual program, we here at the FFL felt it was necessary to address some accusations being thrown at one of the owners in the FFL, particularly around their trade offers. And that owner is Power Surge S55.
I'm in, Trig.
Now, the league doesn't take kind to accusations being thrown about on a whim, but there's been several owners that have complained about the trade offers being presented to them. Most notably this last week, with a lot of running backs being proposed for even bench wide receivers on the opposing team. We here thought at the FFL Weekly would be pertinent to clear up this
it's just the background. Chat, what do you see?
As they call it nowadays, by going through some analysis of what would happen if these owners did complete these very generous trade offers by Power Surge 55. First up in the Week 5 matchups was Scooter Main versus Captain Gator. As you can see, all four running backs played in this game were below the three running backs that were offered up in trades to these teams. Now, based on Captain Gator's performance, this game probably did not have an effect on if anyone traded for these running backs. So we're going to let these owners slide through this one. Next up is Nate versus Adam, and as we highlighted here, he lost by 30 points. If he chose to make a trade for Dowdle and White, started them both, he would have beat Adam based on who he started. Adam also had the opportunity to trade for three running backs that would have done a way better performance than Kamara here. Those first two might have seemed a little far-fetched, but now we're going to get in some clear, obvious situations where if you made a trade, you would have won. Starting with Power Surge himself against Doc Robber this week. Doc Robber had Kareem Hunt and Kyron Williams. Both had solid games. But if you traded for Dowdle, which was proposed to him, and started him over Hunt, he would have had 13 additional points and gave him the win. Sorry to see that, Doc. Who we got next? Oh, game of the week. Raging Clue versus Feisty Asian. Kevin lost by 15. If he would have made the trade for Dowdle, threw him in over Achain, that's a 5-point win.
Son of a You done messed up, AA Ron!
Let's keep rolling. All in the hips versus Dash. Wow, this one was a close one, huh? Look at those running back performances. Dash could have improved himself. But Ross, oh my goodness. If he just would have traded for Dowdle or White and inserted just one of them instead of his starters, he would have took the win.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
And perhaps it's fitting we end with maybe the biggest voice against Power Surge 55's trades, and that's Madden M3, who started a running back this week that ended with negative points. Could be the first time it's ever been done in the history of the FFL. We'll have to go look in the record books. And as I'm sure Mike is aware, a trade for Dowdle or White, which was just for one of his players on the bench, would have got him the win if he inserted them over Gordon, which he obviously would have done. So of course, we reached out to Power Surge 55 for comment after all these accusations were made, which were clearly false and misinformation directed his way based on the results we just shared with you today. Power Surge neglected to comment, but he did direct us to this video as a response.
Boom!
Oh, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
All right, Mark AT. That finishes it. Welcome in. You got me, Mark AT?
Yeah, Mark out here. I apologize for speaking over. I just couldn't.
No, that's good. A little miscommunication there. And that was fun putting that together. I hope you all like that. I probably gave myself some bad juju with the fantasy football gods making that little troll video, but I think they all deserved it, Mark AT. They've been talking a lot of smack in the chat about my trades, and so just a little fun clap back,
Well, as expected from the commissioner himself.
Well said, well said. Welcome in, everyone, to week 6 of the FFL. As we mentioned prior to the call starting, we have played a third of the season already, if you can believe it. So time is flying by. I don't know if I can get that. If you guys see that red mark on my screen, I'm sorry. There we go. Got it off. So another great week happened. Big action last week. A lot of close games yet again. We'll jump in right here to do the weekly recap. Sorry you can't see my face, you guys. We got a lot of improvements going on here with the show. We're slacking here early in the season. I'm committing to starting with that video there to try and get some more.
Need those donations.
Back in. I don't think Mike can recover from that in the chat. Damn. All right, B Shields. Not my FFL, says Mad Dog Muskie. All right. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for the comments. It was all in good fun. Week 5, as we said. So we're going to jump into some of these games real quick. Trainwreck Titans versus Power Surge 55, a.k.a. now we got a new name, JC. It's Kendrick Bourne, if you know that. If you know that reference, power to you. So another close game at the end. Kareem Hunt, as we noticed, he had a big game Monday night. We already saw the video about if Rob would have played Rico Dowdle there, but some good games out of him and Williams and Jackson Smith, I'll say. As that was a recent trade Rob did with Kevin, so he had a solid outing. Just Andrew put up a lot of points from his wide receivers this week. He got very lucky with Chase blowing up in the second half, and Diggs coming in with the big Sunday night game against his former team because Drake May himself did not get any TDs, so a little low scoring for him this week. But Andrew pulled it out to 0-5, despite Taysom Hill there getting .66. That awful trade he made with, speaking of bad trades, that awful trade he made with Ross at the beginning of the season has not panned out for him at all. Ross has been a huge benefactor. So good win for Andrew, though. He continues to stay atop of the leaderboard. We love to see it. Hopefully this troll video doesn't put any bad juju on him this week, but we'll see. Yada. Not the best performance this week. 58 points there against Scott. Scott's been improving. He's won 2 weeks in a row, I believe, now, and his team is making some steps, especially at the wide receiver position. Good outings for all three of his guys. Brandon just having tough time with Henry and Brown, who looked like amazing picks in week 1, and since then they've stumbled. So we'll see if they can turn around Brown, especially with Joe Flacco coming in this week. Any thoughts about that, Adam?
Well, as everyone knows about Joe Flacco, let's just hope this protection can hold up just long enough for him to get the ball to Chase, and that's it.
Well, I would like that. Which Chase? Jamar Chase, not Chase Brown. Maybe Brandon wants Chase Brown.
Jamar Chase, yes.
Yeah.
Only as the commissioner.
Sorry, we'll see. Speaking of you, Adam, you had a nice win this week against Nate. Nate put up a strong showing, almost 90 points, but Adam went number 1 scorer this week. Mahomes had a huge Monday night game for him. I was a little worried for Adam when he was talking smack in the chat about Bo Nix there on Sunday. Bo Nix turned out a decent game after a bad start, but it wasn't enough for Nate to recover in this one. So Nate's still struggling. He's at 1-4 now. We'll get into that a little bit here in a second, but he's not out of it by any stretch. Jumping down to the game of the week last week, Raging Clue versus Feisty Asian, and a great performance by Kevin again. He's come up short. He's been battling a lot of good teams. Seems to face the toughest schedule so far, one of the toughest schedules. And again, great game by Mayfield. He's my personal favorite quarterback this season. You know, he's a lot to root for him and the Buccaneers. And then again, Dobbins turned out well for Kevin so far in that trade. Jefferson's been picking back up. Pickens is still hanging on. We'll see what happens when Lamb comes back. Jess was able to use her great backup running back, Javonte Williams, another stud game from him to pull it out. Donkey Kong against Infinity and Bijan here. We mentioned the negative 0.2. I'm going to look into that for next week, Adam, see if that's a record book there. I'm not sure if anyone's ever started a running back. I'm sure we've had bench running backs before. Starting running back with negative points? I don't know if that's happened.
Master class.
Yeah. Interesting play by Ryan. He started Kyler Murray this week and dropped him. He started Kyler Murray last week, and now proceeded to drop him this week. So we'll see what happens there. He turned out a winning performance for him, and that's how he treats his players. You know, if I was playing for your guy, I don't know if I'd like that. You know, am I going to really show up for him next week? That if knowing I might get cut.
Well, Ryan is a thug coach.
Well, speaking of, I don't know about that, but that was a big win for Ryan. Gets him off the pine, as they say. First win, and even at 1-4, as we'll go in here into a minute, he's not out of it by any stretch. So, good win for Ryan. And lastly, we had another close one. Ross first dash here. Ross had a lot of players going on Monday. Needed some better, 9 points, additional points at Etienne. He had a couple trades he could have made with Andrew there that would have got him over the hump in this one. Hate to see it, but great performances by some players here. Waddle showed up big now that Tyreek Hill's out, so good to see for Alex. Devontae Smith also had a good game. So, I like these two teams. So, just good game by Alex there to win it out. So, he's 4-1. We'll jump over real quick to the challenges, and then we'll come back. I'm gonna get into Adam. What we got in the chat here? Any How do I get? What am I doing? Thank you. My team is ass, says B Shields. That's my QB. Baker Mayfield? Yeah, I love Baker Mayfield. Any 1 of 4 league players win the ship? That's a good question, B Shields. I might take that as a note and look through it. I might need to get my data team on that. Oh, wait, I don't have a data team because none of y'all pay me to do this show. So if I get the time, I'll take a look.
Where's the donations?
Donations are accepted. We'll get the donations here in a minute. I think Margaret T made a nice donation this week.
Did.
Week 5, we had the challenge was dead weight, winning team with the lowest scoring starter. And we'll jump into that real quick. So high scoring this week was Adam. Look at this. And then that's the wrong score. For apologies, I didn't get the updated score, and I think it was 117 Adam. And then challenge was yours truly here with Taysom Hill at tight end, 0.66. Pretty bad, but
wow, I was close.
And Mike, again, this was the winning team, so the negative 0.2 from Ollie Gordon doesn't apply here. I'm sorry about that. Jump into Survivor. So again, week 1 we lost Scott, Brandon. Week 2, Adam. Week 3, week 4 was the original OG winner and Ryan. And week 5, Mike unfortunately fell. So we're down to, I can't even do the math. Is that 8 teams left? 7 teams left, excuse me. And elder math there. And we'll see what happens. So a lot of big names still up there. If I get through back here, Mike again, 65.54 was the week 5 score there. Let me jump out of here and get back to the weekly recap. If I can get out of this. Excuse me, team. So, as I mentioned, we're going to get to some of the standings here after Ryan's win. And we can scroll down. Sweet Cheeks division is looking pretty solid. We got 5-0, Power Surge Dash at 4-1. Raging Clue and the Bucks kind of pulling up the rear here, but they're not out of it at all, because if you look at the Mid-City division, Adam, I don't think I've seen this. After 5 games, all 4 teams in the Mid-City are 2-3. Really interesting there.
That's definitely a battle.
Yeah, and then we got the Cream Crop division here finishing up. Chess at 4-1. Yada yada yada. It's Captain Gator. I don't know. He's 1 week he looks great. The other week he looks like the worst team in the league. I don't know how he's 3-2. Every year it seems to happen to this guy. He's got low scoring games, but he's always in the thick of things, and I guess you got to respect that. But we'll real quick, and then Adam finishes at 2-3. Kong now with his first win at 1-4, and so I don't know why you can't see it on the PC app, or the PC, which the web page, whatever you want to call it, which is stupid. But if you look your app, your 5 seed right now is Mark AT at 2-3. Okay,
Mark has
there's
4
so
points.
many 2-3 teams. So you got Andrew, Alex, Jess up at top 3 at 4-1. You got Brandon in 4th at 3-2. Then you got all these 2-3 teams at your 5th and 6th seed. Right now, the tiebreaker, of course, is on points. So that means the Bucks and Rai sitting at 1-4 are literally just 1 game out of a playoff spot. So no one is out of it. I think last year when I was 0-4, 0-5, I was completely out of it. But these, don't give up. Fight to the finish, boys and gal. We'll jump into week 6 real quick.
That's very interesting.
Oh, thanks, Captain B Shields. Captain B Shields says, I won trivia last night. I'll give you gift cards to Nation. Hopefully it's in Cincinnati somewhere, B Shields. We'll go, and you take us out for a beer. We'll quickly jump into this week. Raging Clue versus that Captain Gator. Another close matchup here, 87-90 prediction. 2-3 versus 3-2. So if Kevin get a win, that would be huge. We'll see if Henry and Brown show up for Brandon. I think he'll win this one. Oh, Brock Purdy's coming back this week. Good to see for Brandon and Pearsall. Wow, okay, I didn't know that, Brandon. Maybe Kendrick Bourne isn't going to do as well now.
I don't know. Mac Jones been looking like pretty good.
Yeah, why even bother to play Purdy? Yeah, that's a good point, Adam.
Yeah.
Nate and Ross both 1-4, 2-3. Both teams would love a win here. Daniels is back for Ross. He played last week. He didn't do so great, but maybe he's just getting his feet under him again. Ross with the number 1 wide receiver right now, Nakua, but his running backs have left some to be desired here. Gentie's been great. Last week he didn't have such a good game. Hall's been good as well for Nate, so this one will be a close one. It might come down to might come down to the classic Kansas City game, who they always freaking play on Sunday night or Monday night. So Ross has got Kelsey and Bucker going Sunday night, so that might be a big play for him. Well, but Nate has on Doomsday going Monday, so that's good. We'll see what happens there. Scott looking to get 3 in a row here against Dash. Allen's he's been QB1 this year, but he hasn't been except for I think week 1, Adam, he had a huge game, but other than that he's been okay. I mean, he's been in the 20s, which is great, but not blowing it up like he did last year. So I think Stafford's been good for Scott after picking him up off the waiver wire. I thought Scott might go for Flacco, but Brandon I saw scooped him up. So this is Scott's going with Krosky Merritt now in the starting lineup. He had a good week last week. He took out who'd you take out, Scott? Is he on his bye? You took out Jordan Mason. He is on his bye, but I like Merritt there against Chicago. Chicago's not a great defensive team, so that could be good for you. Taylor's been huge for Alex. Going with Robinson and Waddle again. See what he does with Johnson. I know he's questionable, so this will be another close one, I think. I think Scott's got the momentum here, so we'll see if he is able to pull that one out. Purdy is out again, says Brandon. Oh, my apologies, Brandon. If you want to make a trade, let me know. Never Gonna Gives You Up versus Infinity and Bijan. Mike looking to rebound after last week. projected to win. Very close matchup here. He's got his boy Bijan back. That's a big help for Mike. He was out last week. And Cook had a subpar, kidding aside, Cook did have a very subpar game for him so far this season last week compared to this season. So this could be a matchup of running backs here. These guys are all 4 studs, all projected very close, around 15, 16 points.
I don't know. Jess is in some trouble with Lamar and Flowers.
Yeah. I mean, if with Lamar being out and Geno Smith being absolute ass, don't worry, Jess. I got Brock Bowers. That hurts Jess. And Olave is unfortunately on a bad team right now, so gotta give the edge here probably to Mike based on his receivers. That's a good point, Adam. But Jess does have Ferguson, who's been killing it at tight end, so we'll see. Jump up here to Rob versus Ryan, almost the game of the week. This is a big matchup here between these two teams. He could let Ryan back in the door here with the win. It's big game for Rob. He's projected to have a solid win here, but we know how projections are.
Yeah.
Ryan going with Williams after sending Kyler Murray to the showers. We'll see what happens. Jacobs is back for Rob. He was out last week on bye. Rob's still going with Judy. We'll see what happens there. London's got back for Ryan. He was on bye last week, so another great matchup. Kraft, let's see if he can continue his performance. I do like Rob in this one if he can do that. So we'll see what happens. If Ryan can pull it out, then he's right back in this thing. And last matchup is our matchup of the week. Power Source 55 versus Mark AT. Big matchup here. The projections are very close right now.
Mark has a tough
Mark AT looking
pass.
to get back to 500. Andrew's still looking to keep the train rolling here. Would love for it to happen. Don't know if I've ever been 5-0, let alone 6-0. So Andrew's in a little bit of trouble with. Good thing you got all those running backs because Trey Benson went on IR last week, and then this week Omarion Hampton went on IR. So he's got.
That's a huge blow to your.
Huge blow to me. Fortunately, White I think is getting the start this week over Bucky Irving. If he comes back and Chuba Hubbard comes back for Carolina, I might need to make a trade for running back. So how about that, huh? All right, we'll jump over to any closing comments here, Adam.
Nothing in particular. Just good luck to everyone, I guess.
I don't know why my league chat's not popping up. It must be my Walmart internet. I apologize. I was going to look at the waiver claims this week, but
there's so many.
We'll do it. Hopefully it's a sleeper issue and not me. Donations are accepted. I get some better internet. So week 6, we're in week 6. Bench warmer team with the highest scoring player left on the bench will get the $5 challenge this week. And best of luck to everyone. Thanks for joining the show this week. Hope you all liked that video. Going to make some other improvements, hopefully, if I get time for next week's show. So hopefully you can tune in then, too. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Goodbye.